Hey my beautiful Aries, it's Aya of the Dawn. Thank you so much for joining me. In my channel, we're going to be doing your monthly reading for September. Yes, 2018. So please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment if you find anything that resonates with you. This is for moon, stelliums, ascendants, and sun signs as well. Aries is ruled by Mars, if you didn't know. Yes, you're ruled by the red planet Mars. This is the Sri Yantra, and I'm calling on prosperity, balance, and health, wealth, healing for your reading today. So let's get into it. I'm going to be using the Sacred India Tarot deck as my deck. Probably will be the deck I use for a while. How are you guys doing? I am off on a Sunday. I'm not usually off on Sundays. I'm feeling great. I figured I'd get a few readings in. And I'm grateful to be here with you today. Check out my website, iamthedawn.com. And also my meetup group, the Unicorn Collective, for events. I have events here in my beautiful office and also online. Okay, Aries, let's focus in on you. Okay. Aries. Aries. Wow. Damn. So you guys have a interesting mix of cards. The cards I was looking at while I was shuffling was Justice reverse, and what was and the Fool, and I was like, that is interesting. It's like you guys definitely are going for what you want, and you're going into like a new incarnation this lifetime, but I feel like people around you are giving you the business, the blues, like telling you, no, nah, that ain't right, that ain't right. You're facing opposition, but you're choosing to move forward anyway. You're going through your own reassignment of what you think is right. You're killing your inner judge. Because right here I have the Queen of Lotuses, which is the Queen of Cups. And I have the Death card. Okay? And so I'm going to... I know the Queen of Lotuses is the goddess Rodi. And she is a goddess that has mastered her sexual energy and has learned to transmute that energy into from a lower level to a higher level. But she went through a lot to get there. She went through lots of trials and tribulations in order to find her peace and balance. And she had to accept a lot about her karma and the karma of her mate. You know, she went through the changes, and she handled everything gracefully. And this is a card of healing power, of you being a therapist, of you healing yourself into a new portal. You know how to love yourself, and you're loving yourself to death. But death is a sign of a new life, a new beginning, and that's why I said portal. Like your transformation is very powerful and potent. You are turning into a healing god and goddess. You know, you're turning into a high priest, a high priestess. You're transmuting energies, because again, the Queen of Cups, this queen, this goddess here, has to do with dying to herself. Like, she died to herself a lot in order to transmute her energy. So I'm going to take a look at the death card, because there's 2 death cards in this deck. This is death card A. The B is Kali. Oop. I'm sorry, I'm flipping. Yama, okay? Yama, the god of death, is also a moral and ethical exemplar. He was the first man and mankind's first hero ascending to divine status because he was not afraid to learn the riddle of death by dying. The name Yama itself means the restrainer, and refining it further, we get the restrained one. Yama is in full control of his sense organs. He is the first man to have triumph over them. In a magnificent irony, Yama is the son of Surya, the sun god and giver of life. Wow. The ancient poets say that this is why men cannot look into the sun. Within the source of life burns the knowledge of death, the presence of Yama. Life cannot proceed without intimate acquaintance with death. Indeed, death clears the redundant out of the way of life. The Veda is clear that Yama's great achievement on behalf of the race of men was to find the way home which cannot be taken away. It is by dying that man achieves immortality, and Yama was the first to discover the secret. That makes him the Lord of Death. So great is his power over death that he is even called Mrityu, death itself. But before he died, the world was not populated, and the only other human was his sister Yami. Proposed that they propagate the species, if need be, by incest. Yama's answers are a standing monument to ethical imperatives, a blanket of repudiation of expediency and comfort zones. He simply refuses to lower his values, no matter what the emergency. Evil has no extenuating circumstances. Shall we do now what has been diligently spurned hitherto? Shall we who speak truth now countenance wrong? All actions are judged in the light of Ritha, and it's better the earth remain unpopulated than be filled with the fruits of sin. He has greater, more justified confidence in the universe than Yami. So what I'm seeing here, and also thinking about the cards I pulled in the middle, is that you are finding success regardless of whether it's moral or ethical to other people around you, whether it's wrong or right. And it seems like it seems wrong, because the Justice Reverse card is about things not being right, like ethical, things being imbalanced. You are finding a balance in being imbalanced, though. Like, the wrong is what's getting you ahead. You aren't necessarily doing things in a conventional way, and other people around you don't know why, and why you're being exalted even though you're not taking no moral high ground. That's interesting. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You know, I agree with you, and I'll tell you why. You're not a bad person, okay? You're not a bad person. It's called doing what you gotta do. Okay, for instance, this God here can do that. Some gods, all gods and goddesses are not like ethical, high moral standard, pure beings. Some of the gods and goddesses gotta do what they gotta do. Look at the circumstance he was in. He was the only man on earth, and it was just him and his sister. So what did they do? They fucked. Now, if you have a choice to either fuck your sister to populate the land, or to there's other people, now then that's a problem. Now that's wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, see, that's where value judgments can be. It all depends. Like, I have these types of conversations with people all the time. You know, like, some people would say, I would never kill anybody, and I'd be like, I would. because it all depends on the circumstances. God damn it. And that's just the way it is. Now, you can still have a pure heart and be morally and ethically off kilter. You can. Because, you know, when you pass through Mayet, their standards are I feel like life is it depends on the circumstances. It depends on who I'm talking to and whether or not I consider what they did wrong, bad, evil, impure, or right. You know? Like for me, I was born in abundance. I really was. And some of us are born in abundance. That's our karma. That's our dharma. And some people are not. And what someone feels like they have to do. So, okay. So I grew up in abundance, and my mom would give us an allowance, you know, and I didn't feel like my allowance was enough. So I would steal. Me and my sister would steal. Why? Because we wanted more than what we had. Eventually, I ended up going to jail for that shit. Why? You know, because I wasn't supposed to be doing that shit. I had everything I needed. I already had everything I wanted and I needed. Granted, I probably had some psychological issues from having a narcissistic mother, you know, and not feeling good about myself, self-hatred. There's all types of stuff going on with me at those times in my life. But I wouldn't give myself a pass on that, as I would give someone that grew up and they did not have everything they needed, and they were trying to feed themselves and feed their families. You know, that's everything is situational. So I feel like in the circumstances that you're in, okay, you're reaching a point to where you are having to make decisions. This is the Eight of Cups reverse and the Hermit reverse, okay? You are having to make decisions, and you're going against yourself because you're trying to expedite the process of you're not really completely over some issues and some really deep sadness in your heart in the past. And it seems like you're acting out, but you're really trying to move on from maybe hurts and pains that other people have put you through. And it's kind of driving you crazy. And you're looking crazy out in the streets. But you're healing these issues at the same time. Now, I feel like I need to sit back and study this stuff some more to see what's going on with these messages and these things colliding. Okay? Give me 1 second. Okay, so upon further research, it is these paradoxes going on. The way you have decided, the path that you've taken to heal yourself is probably really sexual. Like maybe you've joined like a sexual cult or some type of unconventional way of healing, and you have reached nirvana in a sense, or you're about to really escape your ego in a sexual way. And this goes against not only your morals, values, and standards, but the people around you. They don't understand. You know, it's just kind of like ill to them. But it's helpful to you. It's helpful to you. And it doesn't go against anything that the goddess and the God has put here on earth. You have found something. You have found like a new portal, a way of manifestation. You have found some magic. And whoever it is you let go at this time needs to be let go of. There's people and social standings that are to be gone away from your life, and you need to ablaze a new path and just keep moving forward and do not look back. You've gone too far already anyway. Okay? So I will see you guys next month. Be sure to look at your life path number and also your human design reading as well. And that way you have like 3 readings. Cute, huh? I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.